Hi, it is Julia from the Julia K Art Studio, and I have a sketchbook tour today. This is my second finished. This is my first, and it is the Royal Talon Art Creation 13 by 21 sketchbook. And I know I can't find a video, but I know I showed this on a video quite some time ago saying how much I dislike the format. Obviously I changed my mind because I finished it. I have done this and finished it, and I'm currently working on this one. So yeah, changed my mind, really like it. I think it is because my watercolor sketchbook, I really like the A4 landscape version, and I think that's why I like this one to be more in a portrait. Anyway, I think that is enough. Let's just get started. I don't have anything fun on the cover of this, so yeah. Let's see. 19th of March to the 31st of July. That's really quick. Really considering 2024 has been one of my least art productive years in a really long time. So I do a lot of these sort of, when I'm painting with acrylic, just whatever I have left on the brush ends up on these sketchbooks. So, and then I come back and draw over it. And also with these books, I don't fill them out chronologically like I do with like more like serious sketchbooks. And I have found a lot of freedom in that. So yeah. A little Sandy Hester. This was really fun to do all the colors. It's not a great likeness, but I have a really hard time with likenesses. So yeah, I had some plans on doing some writing here that didn't happen, but I do like the image. And something I really like about her studio is these sort of orange / red doors. I feel like there's such a nice pop of color. Anyway, here I started out thinking about all the different size of different shapes of paper that we gather. The little ticket stubs when we when we I'm Scandinavian, I live in Sweden. We queue for everything. And a lot of the times you get a little number ticket, stamp, these kind of labels on your clothes, receipt. So I had really great fun with that. Here I did it a bit more, but filled out, used these color changing pens that I just really like. And here's some other more like metal stuff that you find in your bag. Well, not just metal, because that's I don't know what you call that, chestnut. Other types of paper, so more like playing cards, bills, photos, licenses, stamp again. Some notes about my knitting. Here I did a little fun thing. I just made a circle, fill it out with watercolor pencils. No, that's not watercolor pencils. It's the Caran d'Ache Neo Colors. The Neo Color 2. Neo Color 2. And then I just sprayed it and let it dry, and I really like that. Some doodles that are very traditional allmoge Swedish traditional art. And here I had some fun with my watercolors. So I just used the color of Ulle, which is my deep indigo color in the background, and then used blue, green, purples to do these sort of this sort of swirly pattern. I have really wanted to explore this sort of pattern a lot more this year, and I'm really happy with where I'm sort of ending up. Speaking of, here is working on some palettes. Well, I did. A lot of them are done, and some of them are in the shop, some are still being tweaked and being made. Albert, a car just went by. So I wanted to have especially two, one with like a quilting block, and then one with this sort of swirly. This is how I think about like imagination or inspiration. And it comes from doing the way I swatch my metallic colors, because I love doing that, and I try to figure out different compositions, and I really settled on this one. I love it. Here is the finished palette. Well, actually it's not the finished palette because it's not it's not completely even, but it was like the first prototype, and I just love it. And I have that, and the quilting. Let's see, here's the quilting block, the same thing. I didn't get it completely straight, so I just use it for myself and use it for gouache, as you can tell. But what I really like about it is that it's not all valleys, sort of, so that these that shapes the inner, so that these pieces, they're not hollowed out, so you have a little bit of a difference in levels, and I think that is has been really handy when mixing and that kind of stuff. So I love it. I really love this one. So that was some planning on that. I had some doodle on black card and I just glue that in. Here is a page. I just took one of my favorite watercolors that I've made is Agnes, which is a brown granulating color with these sort of gold flakes to resemble some of the minerals we have here. And then I just went in with the other Neo colors, the Neo color ones. Some doodles. These are tempera sticks. I love them. So I've used them in a combination, done some different, and then just everybody got jewelry. I really want to do like a bigger piece. I haven't got that far, but here is just some sketches that I've made of sort of like a chaotic scene in a writing school. So the different horse poses, there are different stages of getting ready, all the different stuff and textures. And then I did another one, but just with color pencil, a little bit tighter. Albert! And here I decided to do a little bit tighter with some color pencils, and most of them are the Derwent drawing pencils because I like them the most. A little sketch from Instagram. Some lists. Yeah. Here I have a whole bunch of different quilting blocks. I've been drawing quite a lot of quilts lately, and I just had such a hard time like remembering the different designs, so I decided just one day to sit down and draw out as many different variations as I could, and I keep coming back to this spread and it's been really helpful. So I have even marked it with a little tab up here because I keep coming back to it. Here is a page from Jessica Smith illustration, and it looks like she posted something with fish on April if you want to go back and look. I really like doing this, and if I take inspiration like this, or I think this horse too, this wasn't like, this was just a photo, but I like to add in the name of the account just so I can go back and find it. I had some fishies with a Tombow or like water-based markers. Here I was trying to do some, you know, urban sketching while in the car. Yeah, it's not my thing at all. Um, some bows, studies. Here I had this, I had tried to print out my granny square designs on different types of paper. Or so here we have like a clear base with white foil, we have craft with holographic foil, we have clear holographic, and I just wanted to keep them somewhere, so I put them in here. Some foliage in Neocolor 1, and then just, I think I used my watercolor, the Draco, just went over, so you have that sort of resist technique. Obviously you can go back and sort of remove what's pulled up on the leaves, but it kind of adds a little bit more texture. Here's another study from Instagram, Lena Moss, and she posted this on the 11th of April. And what I do whenever I see something like, oh, I want to go back on that, I just save it or bookmark it. And then when I feel like I want to do something, I go back to my folder, and it's been working really well. So I did this scene inspired by the one she posted, and I just swatched the markers and Neocolors and paint markers that I used. And what I really like about these sort of mixed media artists is that you just go ham with whatever and just sort of let that flow, and I think it's really fun. Some more almoge designs, trying to build up like a library for myself or shorthand in the different shapes. Just some really simple violets, but in different mediums, in just regular pencil and some markers, some I think these might be the gelatos by Faber-Castell. Those 3 other colors I have, so I think that's why. Oh yeah, here I had some papers laying on the desk and I was going to clean, but I was like, so I started cutting out, making this very advanced fancy collage. But it's kind of fun. Some thumbnails of doing a Kelpie inspired piece. Never did that. And here I decided to do some brain dumping, or I think like we did this quite a lot in school. I remember when you were writing stories and that kind of stuff, you made like a mind map, and then like different scenes and characters and all your different ideas. And I think this is sort of the same, but just visually. So I decided to do, I pulled a pen out of my little, I have a little pencil case with me, and it was brown, and I was like, okay, when I think of brown, what do I think about? So branches and gingerbreads, wood. Here I'm thinking about a little bunny in like in the dirt. The washi tape I did that was brown. Different animal tracks in the dirt. This was supposed to be a game we used to play in school where you were like in a circle and then you sort of divided it up, and the one who had the most won. We didn't have that very long breaks, so it was usually the one who had the most by the bell, you know. Some more washi tape that I've made, and then I did all of these and I was like, it looks like animal poo. This, it could be chocolate, it could be wood paneling, who knows. And then I just swatched out all the colors that I have made that I consider to be brown, and then I made like a little a word mind map, word dump of every, like when you buy art supplies and it's brown, it's rarely just brown, it's usually a lot of different versions, and I just wrote down all the different colors or different names of the color brown that I could think about. So like we have the French version, the Swedish version, and of course brown English version, and then just different different types of wood. We have leather, different type of colors like on horses. We have different alcohol like cognac and whiskey and rum. We have sweet stuff like syrup, toffee, caramel, tea, coffee, chocolate, all of that, like just what is brown, you know? And then again, just a brown color pencils. And my favorite, Agnes, to make like a huge quilt. It doesn't read very well, I have to say that. But I think I had a lot of fun this just deciding like what does this color mean to me and what kind of inspiration or what kind of ideas does it spark. And I think it's just really fun and I want to do it with more colors. Again, using the tempera sticks. Do I have some? Oh yeah, here. I have a few different brands, but well, they say they're artistic grade, but like there's no pigment information or light fast information about anything. But I just love using them so much, and it has to say, like, usually I'm a little bit like I want to buy stuff, but like I really don't have a need to buy things because I have a lot. But these, considering they are like for kids, they have really sparked a lot of really nice stuff. Even though like the finished art like this might not be like a nice piece, I've had so much fun using them, and they spark so many ideas along the way because I have to be so much looser because you're painting with like a glue stick. And yeah, I just really like them. I know a lot of people on YouTube have bought them and they have mixed reviews about them, but for me, I not thinking about them as an art supply, but more as a tool to get me started. I really like them, and I use them quite a lot with acrylic markers. Here's another one. Used these guys in the background for the big shapes, and I really liked how like big shapes you can get and how loose. And then just I think I used a black brush pen just to add in a little bit of details, and I just really like that. Some more acrylic paint foundation. I think I was going to do like fill this out with different goats in gouache, but I only did one because I don't like it, but it's still here. So, and here I listened to this in May. Yeah, I remember sitting outside. We had really lovely weather, sitting outside listening to this book. And when I was finished, I just, you know how it is when you have like a really good book and it like stays with you for quite some time. I really wanted to do something to give myself some time and reflect on the book and what I had been listening to. It's The Familiar by Lee Bardugo. Jag vet inte. I don't know. But I do really like my little still life here. It's all made up. I didn't have any real images to go off on, so I had to sort of piece it together. So it's not like the perspective is not all right and that kind of stuff, but I do really like it. I got in a lot of the different elements. I do really like how the rosary beads look like these ruby red and then they sort of come off, and they look like they have been falling from like the pomegranate, like the but yeah, it was like a book that really stuck with me. So yeah, and I do really like it. I use some alcohol markers, color pencils, and I really like how it has that sort of finished illustration look, but then also these rough like big patches of color pencil, especially on the pomegranate. I really like that. So, some very loose work with the Neocolor too. You can tell like this was just like when summer was started, because we started getting some dandelions, some colors in our world. I was also going to do an updated family portrait. We have like a big, well, big, it's an A3 painting I did many years ago of our family. And I was like, yeah, I think it's time to update it, because I mean, my brother, he was fairly small, like he was shorter than I in that previous one, and he's like a head taller than me now. And obviously we have added chickens to the family, and we have all the dogs have pretty much changed. My sister has gotten married and she has a child, so just some rough sketches of that. Some other stuff, I don't know what it is, but spring and like early summer, I love sitting outside drawing dinosaurs. I do it every year. I love it. So here is just some really loose, some Tombow markers, just like the silhouette. And then I decided to add a little bit more detail to this one. Some pictures of on Pinterest. Started with a base. There's Faber Castell in like, doesn't have a name, but it's like a neon yellow, and I put it down and just wet it a little bit, and then started drawing these on top. Obviously I had plans to do another one, but didn't. Some doodles here with, oh, I know what this is. This has to be the Derwent Grapha Tint. It's number 11 Ivy. And this later, I made another one of these, but that's the banner I have on my Etsy shop. And it started out with a little sketchy doodling in the sketchbook. And yeah, I think that's how I like most, when you just start doodling and then all of a sudden something happens. Some more journaling stuff, or trying to remember. Some notes for in-person course. More with, oh my god, I've said it so many times. It's the Tombow markers. Yes. Also, the Pentel brush, Pentel sign. I really like this purpley one I've had. I have it so long, but it gives really interesting marks. And this year I have like been trying to make more an effort of using my water based markers, because I do feel like it's really fun to get that color, and I am a little bit scared to use them, so I've really made an effort to try and use them more. So here I bought 6 new ones. They were Faber Castell Gold Faber, and it's the portrait set. This this purple one, however, I think that's a Tombow marker, because it looks like this color, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, this. I wanted to make like a big painting. So I have started, I have prepped a canvas. And this, does it say? Like, I think this was back in mid-June, and this is how far I've got with the actual painting, so lost a little bit steam on that. Some more acrylic base, and then trying to make faces with just pencil. Again, trying to use some pencils and doing some fun statues. Yes. Okay, what do we have here? We have, okay. We have some watercolor splattering stuff in the background. And I'm pretty sure what I did was I wanted to improve my silhouette drawing skills. A few years ago, I preferred drawing people in silhouette, and I feel like I have lost it. And I was like, okay, I want to do that. So I sat down and I painted them. So this is the first one. This is the second one, third, fourth, fifth, and this one. And I do feel like there is a difference in them. I'm getting like looser, more confident the more I work. And I do like I really like different shapes, the different facial, like that not all have the same nose or the same lips. And I really like this sort of elongated face and elongated ear. I really like that. I mean, I find a lot of people like really beautiful, but it's the one with the really unique facial that really sticks with you and like you find so fascinating. I'm pretty sure this is Neo Color too, and then I just sprayed it with water. One of those multicolored pencils, and I just started making patterns. I think what I wanted to do was have a few pages with just like patterns to have, just like when I have the quilts, sort of like as when I need to know, I can go here and just look up what I wanted to find. And I think what I wanted here was to do the same. When I wanted a pattern, I could just open up and I could see a lot of different patterns. But that's all I did. Again, these watercolor water-based markers that I got here. And what I did here is I just made like a traditional swatch chart that you usually do with watercolors. I just layer them on top of each other to see the difference. And there wasn't a lot of difference, but a little bit. And the ones here is like just the clear, the single color. And then just I tried to do a lot of random bodies. So I just looked up beach pictures and tried to, as quickly and as few strokes as possible, capture the movement or the pose of the people. Nah, I have a really hard time. So more practice. These pages also I've used so much. I did some stuff with water-based markers that I had sprayed, and then I just take some paper towel to mop it up. And I just find the paper towel so pretty, so I just peeled it so you only have like the one sheet of it and put it in. And then when I needed a page, I just fill it out. And here I looked up references on sitting horses. You know, always good to have a page of that. Another one, a little unicorn, spreading my, the inspirational flowy shapes. I really, really like this page, and I want to do something more, trying to use color pencils, not like just the color in the line, but to actually just sort of use them more as a coloring medium. I think I'm so stuck in how I think about different colors and different mediums that with watercolor you use this type of brush, and with color pencil you sharpen them till they're sharp, and then you color in these small sections. But here I just had a lot of fun trying to blend, and I think I did this sort of late because I remember it being a very low light. And it's really interesting the day after when I looked at it again, because the colors wasn't how I remember it or how I thought it was going to be. And I just really like it. So Also color swatching, and I just, again, just love the texture of it. So some little doodles. I think I've started here with Neocolor 2 as like a base. So doing these sort of ovals and yeah, and then just gone in with color pencils. Again, I just love the texture of it. And again, I feel like you can definitely tell this is the first, the second, and then feeling more loose and free by the third. A little quick mermaid sketch. Very and here I've swatched something. I think it is my ink. I think it's these. The Inktense pen paints. Does that seem right? Yeah, it does seem right. Because I was wondering how much the white would show up on the different colors. So that again, I think I had planned to do more faces, but you know. Some watercolor swatches, and then here it says it's one line with the Feud pen. Do you call it Feud? Feud pen? Now I can't find it, obviously. It's that amazing, really nice blue pen with the flexible point. And I just did look them up on Tradera, so like on eBay, and just try to do them in one line, and just like a fun random thing, because I don't think I would ever paint these kind of lamps if I hadn't done it for just like a warm-up. Again, I think I was buying something on Temu, and I got this set of markers for free. So again, some swatching, and these rainbow pens. Okay, I have these. Okay, so these came like in a set of 10 maybe, and oh, I really love them because they have like all like the purple color too, like they look so vibrant, but I have had one that's been really good, and this I had to like give up on 3 because the lead just kept on breaking. This is the 4th one I'm trying now, so but I do really like sketching with it. I think it's really fun. Some more notes about stuff. Some heads. Here I tried to do more traditional masculine heads and do them in like 2 minutes, and I just use this pencil. And again, use this pencil. I just really like it. It's really fun. Well, not this one, the other one. And here I tried to find different Viking helmets and do that. Here, same again. This is paper that has been used to mop up the dye from water-soluble markers. I just glued it in, and here I tried to do more sort of medieval type of helmets. But because of the texture here, you can see, and the pen, I don't remember which one I used, but it feathered quite a lot, so you don't get that sort of nice line, but still pretty fun. I think here was a test page with Reiki, which was part of the Fire collection, and I just love because I painted it and then sprayed it with a bit of water to get this texture. So you can see the pink granulating poking through, and I just love that. And obviously I use it as a background to do some more horse studies, and these are for horses laying down. Again, paper used to mop up some color, and then I just use some matte medium to sort of glue it in, and then some horses laying down as a reference. A purple background using these tempera sticks, and then started with some white acrylic pen, but didn't really do anything more. These are, I have a jar with like a ton of keys from my grandfather. I have no idea what they're going to, but one day I was like, I don't know what to do, so I just saw this jar and I emptied it and used a brush pen. And oh, it's this one. I think this is the Pentel Pocket brush pen, and just I'll try to capture all the different shapes of them. Swatching just some crayons. I really enjoyed swatching this time. Again, these sort of water-based ink. Some pretty neon flowers. Again, the background is using these sort of tempera sticks. And I think I would like to do some like sticker set or something with art supplies. So here I used some of that neon again just to add sort of the paint, and I think that's really cool. So we'll see what happens with that. Some quick sketches of paint making. In completely different, like this should be the first. I don't know what kind of order this is, but yeah. Again, just needed to get going that day, so Pinterest, and I think this was the first image that I picked, and then under that I picked this one, and then this one. Very quick study of a traditional Swedish dress, and then like a normal horse painted as a dollar horse. Some journaling. Just swatching the new colors in the Fire collection to see how they look on this paper. And I know this is not watercolor paper, but I just love the kind of texture you get on paper is not watercolor paper. I think it's so fun. I got some more, this is the Ecoline brush pen. I think, I do like them, but they are a lot like juicier than the other water-based markers I've tried. So yeah, but I just sat here and doodled to try out the colors, and I mixed them with the pens I already had. And that's it. That's the full one. So that was the last day of July. I was started in mid-March. So I think that is quick work. And yeah, but I really like it. I still have it on my desk because I keep using my reference, these sort of reference pages, and going back, especially like the horses, I keep going back looking at them because there's I think I really like looking at reference images, but looking at the sketches I've already done is sort of like you taking that step away, getting further away from the original stuff, and I think that's really nice. And also I know like how I would tackle that kind of reference image because I have obviously already done it. So these sort of pages I come back to quite a lot. And yeah, so that's another sketchbook to add to my shelf of completed sketchbooks. I hope you enjoyed watching it and hearing all the different stuff I had to say. I don't know if it's useful to hear it, but I hope you did like it. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. And yeah, take care. I'll see you soon.